Howdy, folks out there in Radio Land, and welcome to Lawful and Orderly. This between-season episode is coming to you as a special, so we're going to do things a little bit differently, but we still start every episode the same way. Little twist. Welcome to Lan Arcanym, the city of magic. At the nexus of three major ley lines, the city shivers with magical energy. But that kind of power brings trouble. Trouble that sometimes seems to spawn for thin air. Luckily for the folks of Lan Arcanym, the various government agencies of Lan Arcanym take their jobs seriously. These are the stories of those government agencies, up to but not including the High Guard. Dun dun dun.
Perfect. It has exactly the dramatic flair that we needed.
That's right. So, this evening we're gonna run for about an hour, 8 to 9 our time. Most of our time, and we're gonna kind of deconstruct things. We're gonna play DM-less. We're gonna play system-less. We're gonna, the concept that we're playing a game is gonna be much more abstract even than it usually is. So, buckle up. Should be a lot of fun. I debated game systems to try out, but I decided basically a DM-less storyteller, improv heavy, was what sounded most fun to me. So I hope you all enjoy. And of course, introducing our players as always, to my left on your screens is Andrew. Say hello, Andrew.
Hello, everyone.
And occupying his spot on the number 1 position in the who just left chat. What happened? Come back. Well,
it was.
It was.
And it is again.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
The prodigal son has returned.
In part.
And now we're all swapped around.
That's true. That happens. But also now in Andrew's place is who knows? Is it Andrew? Is it Marty? I don't know. Introduce yourself, stranger.
Who am I? Where am I? I can't. Oh, I can see you now. My goodness. It's like I've woken up from a terrible dream. And you were there. And you. Hi, I'm Marty. I'm in Baltimore. I don't know what intros are we doing now. We're off season. Like, who am I today? I don't know.
It's madness. It's complete and utter
hysteria. Andrew.
We have no rules. We've discombobulated all the rules. We've broken them down. We've shipped them out. It's all crazy nuts.
And we passed the savings on to you.
That's right, kids. You the viewer. All right. So our opening scene, our show opens, of course, as show opening scenes tend to open, and we reveal a picturesque city hall. Of course, this is not the Everspire at the center of Lan Arcanym, the true seat of government and all power, not only in Lan Arcanym, but as far as we know, this plane. And possibly many others, but this is merely City Hall, where the stooges and stoolies and regular schmoes of the city government go to get their pay and object about not getting their pay, and occasionally get fired or hired, as cities are wont to do. And in conference room B, they're holding a very special once-a-month gathering of new employee orientation. The Humanoid Resources Department head, Gretel Gretaby, is currently about halfway through droning on about a long series of rules and regulations and kind of Johnny Don't and Donnie Do doeses that started at 6 a.m. and most people trickled in about 8:30, 8:45, but she's just reading away. So then, you're not supposed to touch any phantasms, figments, spectra, parishioners, students, criminals.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt.
Yes.
So does this entire list of rules, does that apply to everyone's position? Because I think some of us are in a kind of a different position. I mean, maybe maybe some of the folks over there or some of the folks over there. I mean, they might have different positions, but my understanding is in the sanitation department, we have scope over the entirety of the city. That it's sort of a responsibility, and with that responsibility comes a great amount of what's the word? Great responsibility and great
Look, Mister. I'm sorry. I can't read your name tag from here.
It's Ms. Mira.
Ms. Mira.
Yeah, Ms. Mira, and that's my entire name.
I'm sorry, Ms. Mira. The rules apply to everyone. There are no exceptions. Now, if I'm allowed to get back to the list of things not to be touched.
Could you skip? Is there any way?
Extra-dimensional beings, poison darts, money that is not yours, money that you think is yours but that the city disagrees, people who don't wish to be touched, Dirt Alley, the magistrate.
Now wait, I have to take objection with that, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have to take objection with that. You specifically called out Dirt Alley, and I happen to know that is my sanitary district, and I will be touching a number of things in Dirt Alley.
Look, Ms. Mesmerino, I don't know how much experience you have with the city, but I have 11 hours of community service here, and as such, I'm qualified to be the Deputy Humanoid Resources Junior Under Assistant Secretary's personal assistant for reading this list. So,
okay. Well, I tell you what.
With sharp edges,
ma'am. I'll tell you what. Nope. I'm going to let you read your list. I'm just going to scoot out of here, and you continue to read your list, and I will. You can go ahead and sign me off just the front. Actually, if you just sign my paperwork right here, it's the signature line right here.
Nope. There's a very exciting presentation coming up at 8:00 about the history of the city.
That does not sound exciting to me.
The AV club, the city AV department, put it together special. The Arcanists Visualists, they're very excited about their work.
I know what AV stands for.
Wait.
I really am not going to. So in that case, I'm just going to step out. I'm going to have my direct supervisor. Yep, I'm going to leave you do that. And Mira steps out of the room and closes the door gently behind her. But there was somebody else in the room who was taking studious notes, I could see.
Well, I guess we can stop reading the list. I really thought we had that one.
There was no one else in the room. It was just Mira. It was Mira and the two other individuals. No other new employees.
Yeah. Oh, that Ms. Mesmerino she was close. She was almost there. That's too bad.
I hate to be a bother, but I really want people to see this presentation. I worked extremely hard on this. The entire AV club did.
Yeah.
Do you think when advertising it, you could skip reading all of the list of things people are and aren't allowed to touch beforehand? I think it's making it difficult to get to the message that we need to sell tickets or they're going to close the theater club down. Well,
we invited you to show your presentation at the Humanoid Resources Orientation Day because we thought it'd be inspiring. But apparently we're just inspiring people to quit before their first day of work? I don't understand. What? Yes, come in.
Mira pokes her head back in. Sorry, do you guys validate parking? Because I have like a dual, it's a wagon. It's a 4-person wagon. The salesman really talked me into it. 2 stallions at the front, the whole thing. But it's been parked for like 2 hours.
I finished the list while you were not here, so why don't you sit down? There's a very lovely AV presentation.
And then we validate parking, right? You guys do validate? I can see you wanting to say yes. I can see you wanting to say yes. I'm going to take that as a yes. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch your presentation, which is going to be real quick. I can already tell.
Okay.
And go.
Okay. So an orb alights at the touch of the little AV club personage, and against a motley white sort of drapery that's hung sort of lopsidedly with one yellow stain against the back wall of this of conference room B. There it appears sort of a flickering image, and very slowly the illusion resolves into like a grainy black and white vision of it looks almost like a mountaintop, right? And so pretty soon there's a narrator that cuts in and says, "Lan Arcanym, the city of magic, founded in the year 0 by the great magistrate." for whose noble deeds we're all indebted. The camera pans, and there's an elegant figure atop a really good high crag on a mountain. One knee up, and a crystal ball in one hand, and a dove crushed in the other. The magistrate, whose elegance surpasses even us, deemed fit to create for us a utopia. And then behind him, focus shifts so that the magistrate's lean, attractive, gender-neutral figure, for no one knows or dares to ask the magistrate what gender they are, shifts out of focus, and into focus in this vision comes a rather flat, featureless plane. But then all of a sudden there's a blinding light, and then there's the ever-graceful curve of the Everspire, where there was once nothing, and concentric rings of city echoing out. For it was that the magistrate looked down upon his assistants and said...
Is there going to be a long... Is this like an intermission? Or is this a run? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was live. Okay,
pay attention. This is a good part. We worked really hard on this part.
All right.
Listen to me. Obey my words, and be afeared no longer. Around this spire shall be built a city.
There's no way.
Look, we had to take a lot of artistic license, okay? There were no recording devices.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sorry. Afeared.
And as I realize your attention spans are short, for you are cowering before me, and it is difficult to hold that position comfortably for very long, I bid you go forth and summon this town from the very earth itself.
And then the peasants rejoiced, as his or her most handsomeness, the magistrate, vanished into a sparkly air. And it's clear that the person who was playing the magistrate in the vision is just like wheeled by a cart ever so gently away from whatever is filming this.
We had to borrow several office chairs to make that scene work.
It's true. They didn't ever put them back either. It's been a real problem.
It's great to have this like director's commentary. Or is it done now? It's been great. It's really great. Is it like, oh, there's more. I can see there's more. I'm sorry. Continue, please.
They're like tiny stick figures assembling a city, little block by block.
I drew most of that.
It's impressive.
Yeah, honey, you did a very fine job, says the junior vice executive assistant of the assistant of humanoid resources as she knits a little like Lan Arcanym blue and green shawl.
I didn't even see her back there. Oh, she's so quiet.
And pretty soon, because Gretel gets a little bored, her hand kind of slips onto the orb, and suddenly things go into really fast motion, right? And then the city is sprung into action.
This is great. We go. Okay.
And then it cuts off again. And of course, the just and mighty laws go forth and make this city a place of good. Lan Arcanym, the city of magic today and tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, they had to take the tomorrow off the city slogan at some point. It turned out the nation of Tomorrowland had the Copywriters Guild apparently said that they owned that. I don't know.
Wait, the Copywriters Guild or the Copywriters Guild or the Guild of Copyright?
I thought you worked in sanitation.
I have a number of interests and a knowledge that spreads many fields.
So,
and yes, I am going to work in sanitation.
Now I have the list of things you're allowed to touch.
Let's just, you know what? Put a pin in that one right here. We're going to put it right here. Pin in it right there. We're going to save that for later. And right now, we're going to before we address that list, it's my parking validation. Real quickly. No, you really got better things to do?
Look, our budgets are very thin. I just if you just let me get through the list, then
I think
it's a very long list.
Can you just
I have the answer?
Yeah.
What you didn't look at in the list is we're not allowed to touch parking tickets unless we work in the parking department. There is no validation.
You remembered my list from last time. Thank you so much.
This has
Such
been
a dear.
outrageous.
I hope you've
This
learned.
entire thing has been a disaster.
I just want to say before you go, thank you so much for viewing my film. And if you could please fill out this short survey. We would be very interested to know what were your favorite parts.
Yeah, let me see it real quick. Let me just write this real quickly. Yeah, go ahead and
I can see
that's
without
for
you. No, I see
No,
that
that's
you've
for
drawn,
you.
You have drawn genitals on that paper. Thank you.
Yes.
No
There's three
touching
different
genitals.
sets.
There's a rule.
It's a wide. You've got a variety there if you're interested.
That's
That was good. The genitals were really the highlight, I think.
yeah. That's where it hit peak awful.
It was a good place to cut.
Our camera lifts up. The actual camera, not the horrible black and white holograph camera. Lifts up from the city capital, and then it zooms in. It sort of flies over the city and passes over Side Town. Of course, Side Town being a large development along a cliffside. We have two sheer cliffs and sort of a severe valley that may or may not have been matter that was used to develop the Everspire. Nobody really knows. But they go down to an inlet that goes all the way out to the ocean, which so this is how Lan Arcanym, of course, gets most of its supplies via port, is they have to be ported up by hand or by crane if you're really wealthy, up and down Side Town. So the camera flies over Side Town and focuses in on a few figures who are working on sort of a lever and pulley system. They have very regulation-looking sort of, not unitards, but like onesies,
like space onesies, but for Earth.
Like shop uniforms. They're wearing shop uniforms. They're all greasy. They're covered in stuff, right? A couple of a dwarf and a troll, and they're discussing their lovely jobs at the Bureau of Weights and Measures Office of Extreme Measures.
Yeah, I'm just saying they probably just should have called it Clifton.
Oh,
It's a town on a cliff. I mean, lots of things have sides. It seems like the more defining feature.
Well, I can't say that I disagree with you on that matter. It's just, they already named it Side Town, so it wouldn't really make a lot of sense to have two names. Because then you'd be like Side Town, and it'd also be like Clifton.
Oh, absolutely.
And it'd be really hard to tell, like, which one is which.
I completely take your point. I'm speaking ill of the people who gave it the original name. I just think maybe if they had worked it a little harder, shopped it around, they would have gotten some good feedback. I think this is almost fixed.
Yeah, that's good, because this thing is really heavy. So if you could just put that right back in there, it'd be great.
Okay. Yeah. And thank you for holding this. I wasn't really told like how strong you were. I mean, it's very difficult, I guess, to explain in language. But how did you come to be able to hold the cable that holds the entire weight of this car?
Oh, well, I eat a lot of eggs.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you would need a lot of protein.
Like snake eggs and bird eggs, fish eggs. Did I say bird eggs already?
Yeah.
Big bird
Just
eggs.
any kind of, oh, I see.
Lizard eggs.
Yes, certainly.
Pretty soon,
small
up the
bird
cable
eggs.
that you're holding, Shimmy's a very tiny goblin with a very large box strapped over its shoulders.
Is this the end of this cable? I need through. Could you bunch up?
Sorry,
sorry.
Yep, excuse me. Okay.
Just a bunch up. Oh.
It's getting tight in here. It's really, yeah.
Hey, did I overhear you guys talking about Clifton?
Yes. Well, Side Town. It might have been a better name than Clifton.
I didn't
Actually,
really
I always heard it
follow.
called Clifton. I thought that was the name. Is that
Wait a
Oh,
second.
interesting.
yeah, that's what the goblins call it. Is that not what you guys call it?
It kind of scrambles up some ladder.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Is that
What if?
what
yeah.
do you guys call it?
Well,
Side Town. It's that's on the books. It's the official name.
That doesn't make any sense.
do you? No, wait a second. Do you live on that side or on that side?
On that side.
And you live on that side. So what if that side is called Clifton and the other side is called Side Town?
That
Well,
makes even
well.
less sense.
Well, now,
It's not a very good naming policy.
Glarg, if I may posit,
I'm sorry. It's Glarg.
I'm very sorry. You know that I don't have the glottal strength to fully pronounce your name.
All right, well, continue. As long as you realize you're pronouncing it wrong.
I do, and so I will try to avoid saying your name entirely in the future as a matter of respect.
Fair.
But I am starting to like this theory that perhaps one side of the cliff is named Clifton and one side town. But it does bring us to sort of a geographical and map making quandary. Where do we draw the line?
Can you still hear us from way up there? I don't think you can hear us anymore.
No, I guess he's off. He looks like he loves his job.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
And the crate it's still falling. It's still falling. It's still falling. It's still falling.
Oh, there it goes.
And there it goes right past the cable car. It's still falling, and it's still falling. And it splashes into the water.
Sliding down the sides of the
Foam starts coming out of the crate.
What was in that? Because it looks like it's having some sort of reaction with the water.
I don't know. It's some apothecary, a pominary, a penalary, a punitary, a pituitary. I don't know.
Apothecary?
I got it. Yeah, something. I don't know. Can I slide down your rope? You're holding onto it?
Yeah, hold on. Here, and okay, I'm fine. Starting to smell weird up here.
Yeah, that is a little bit noxious. I want to say a little bit toxic. Tell you what, I think we're about done here. I'm gonna just get okay. That with that one pin there, with that one pin, the cable has snapped entirely. And well, the good news is we haven't brought the tools to fix this, so it's no longer our job.
Other good news, that's 4 for me. That's the 4th one, so that's a 4 for me on the chart.
All right, well, I'll put you down for 4, Glarg. Glarg. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Hey, you should be.
And scene.
All right. The camera pans up from Side Town, and then it whisks rapidly through different warrens of the city. It sort of hovers and glides through Dirt Alley for a little while. There's cobbles and stones left errant in Dirt Alley in sections, as though it wasn't always dirt. Maybe the dirt's just piled on top of an actual road. We don't know. And then eventually it turns a hard right, and it ends up at a large steepled institution with many square sections of artificial greenery, quads, if you will. And we see the camera fly gracefully through a stained glass window into a lecture hall with a sort of a draconic being, sort of on a desk, legs crossed, arms folded, holding still, and some sort of a lecturer with a ridiculous plumed feathered hat, who's berating students arrayed around drawing components and utensils that are challenging. You know, they're trying to sketch out this draconic creature.
I'm sorry, sir. I just don't understand. If for these scales, they seem to be changing color every time.
Yes, of course they are, Jeremiah. This dragon comes from the chromatic scale changing family. Please note I use the words "this dragon" not to objectify, but to distance. We are actually great friends outside of the classroom.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Of course. Please refer to me as Professor Michael in the classroom, if you will.
Yeah. Thanks, Professor Mike. Yeah.
But I don't understand. How am I expected to capture on canvas the radiance of this being if my paints are chromostable instead of chromodynamic?
Oh, Jeremiah. I see you've done the reading, but
chromodynamic is our word.
Well, I understand, and I didn't mean to use it in that way. It was more of a descriptive term, but my paints are not color changing.
So I'm sorry. I see.
Stable.
We're definitely having some contention here, and I want to remind everyone that Lan Arcanym University is a safe place. Anyone feeling at all uncomfortable with the discourse here, should feel free to talk to me as the instructor or to take it up the chain if you would like.
I'm feeling pretty comfortable, and the draconic creature moves his legs from unfolds and refolds the other way.
I'm sorry, Professor. I really must object.
Jeremiah.
My entire portrait was based upon your friend being in this position, and he's changed positions entirely. And the entire time he's been talking, your friend's ruffles have been readjusting, and I understand that that's a natural process, but he's making it more difficult. So I don't ask your friend to readjust himself, but I would like some advice on capturing someone with these qualities, because I'm afraid I'm at a loss.
Please, Jeremiah, your stress levels are so high right now. I'm beginning to be anxious. Look, maybe you'll get a B in this class, and that's okay. I'm sure you're doing quite well in the rest of your studies. Maybe magical painting isn't for you, and that's fine. You could always be a sketch artist, maybe help out some of the law enforcement, or architectural drawings might be up your alley. Perhaps you need tools to assist you if you're not able to capture the majesty of, honestly, and please, Michael, don't take this the wrong way, a very simple to capture a scene such as this one.
Well, I don't know about simple. Crosses his legs the other way.
Oh, again, sir, and I understand. You understand this class is very important to me. You do understand my magical painting is important to me and important to my family. My father is Picasso, and biased, yes, but surely you know Picasso, one of the most well-known magical painters of our time.
Jeremiah, I thought we agreed not to bring this up here in the classroom.
No, Professor.
The Picasso.
Oh, here we go. I knew you would intimidate the other students.
I don't mean to intimidate anyone. I'm just trying to explain to you why it is important to me that I receive the education which I'm paying.
Space, and in keeping with that,
I'm not sure you understand what that phrase means.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to teach you that some speech comes with consequences, Jeremiah. And while your father may be famous, you are not the only one here with artistic bona fides, as it were.
Professor, you're not possibly challenging me to an artist's duel, are you?
Don't be ridiculous, Jeremiah. Your skills are clearly not up to par, and I think your father would be the first to tell you that. No, I'm simply here to tell you that this Michael in front of you is Michael Angelo.
I wasn't going to make a big deal about it. Cross his legs, crosses again.
I'm sorry.
But,
I've never heard of you.
You've never heard of Michelangelo? Excuse me, I'm getting ruffled. I need to smooth my feathers.
Yeah. He's kind of a big deal. He's, I mean, if you know the statue of the magistrate downtown.
You've heard of this person.
My goodness. Well, anyone who wasn't raised in a box has heard of Michelangelo.
Professor, I understand that you are working to protect your friend, but you go too far, sir. And I am afraid that one more aspersion cast upon my character or the character of my father, and I will be forced to declare an artist's duel against you, sir. And I understand that perhaps you think you've got some talent and you could outmatch me, but how would that look on your resume? How would that look to the board if you were challenged to an artist duel by a student? So please, by all means, continue to insult me and my entire family.
I am so embarrassed for you right now. You know they outlawed the practice of artist duels at university decades ago. There were too many student deaths.
Yeah. Because artists would paint themselves into a corner and then just, bam, just went violent.
Now, I understand your frustration. Why don't we work some on your technique? Here.
And at that moment, the doors to the classroom swing open, and a larger than life figure, 7.5 feet tall, wide hips, a very large man, with a perfectly waxed and extremely extravagant mustache and a beret tipped slightly to the side, steps in. My boy, your class is going well, I trust. This professor and these gentlemen and these other artists are giving you no trouble, I'm sure.
Mr. Picastro, I'm going to have to reprimand you once more for these outbursts. This is a place of learning, not just your afternoon.
Yes. I understand. But I'm right upstairs, and I can never resist stepping in to check on my
I've been
spawn.
very clear with your
my
assistant
son.
the schedule for this class as well.
Well, all those schedules and things, we all know. That's more. That's
Mr.
Picastro,
Picastro, I must insist, this classroom is a sacred place for us to work on their
sacred
art.
indeed. I'd hate for anyone to step in and interrupt them, but
Do you want
seeing as
your
it's
son
me,
to be a failure, sir?
You, sir, had better put that tongue back in your head before I paint it off.
Well, maybe your painting is the problem. Have you ever talked to your child about how intimidated he is by you?
I'll have no more of this kind of talk. I challenge you, and he leans in very close, to a painter's duel.
But
Very
weren't
well.
those made against the rules?
Mr.
I'm
Picastro
rules
is not
in
a
this
student,
department.
Michael.
needing that safe space here.
Mr. Picastro makes his own rules. Very well.
No, Michael, you can't possibly.
Yes, Michael. I think we should team up. You will be my second. We shall be Michael and Michael against this Picastro here.
Be Michael.
And I can only hope that you will learn a lesson. Instead of wasting your time with artist duels, you just need to speak to your son.
I shall be my own second.
And he draws in a flash a portrait of himself on the wall, which steps out of the wall. It's maybe not a perfect replica, but it's very difficult for a common eye to distinguish which of them is the real Picastro and which the second.
Well, it's been a long time since my magical interpretive dance classes here at the university, but I've got your back, Professor Michael.
Professor, I'll give you one last chance to rescind your remarks and end this in a peaceful and less embarrassing way. What say you, Michael?
Mr. Picastro, I'm afraid that I have no room in my classroom for daddy issues. How about you? And the camera pans away outside the room. And we just see like colors, lights flying. Occasionally, like there's like a plink as one piece of the stained glass breaks away, and splatters of paint and then stone and whirls of motion come away, and we leave the scene, not finding out the resolution.
All right,
Yes.
so this is a good point for our maybe a 1 minute mid break. If anybody has any questions in chat, we'd love to
little baby
address
break.
them. A little baby break. If any of our performers need to run and take care of something real quick, now would be a great time. We do have some good chats in chat that I have been not keeping up with. About,
Yes.
the new Andrew.
Yeah, I was very not offended, but intimidated by that. No, intimidated by the very idea. The very idea of a new Andrew.
The very new. Of course, tonight's episode of Lawful and Orderly, the mid-season spectacular, is brought to you by Ye Old Bay. Ye Old Bay, the powdered spice that makes you forget your awkward childhood sweetheart or angsty teenage love. When you'd rather not think about it, think about Ye Old Bay.
Excellent. I've heard very mixed reviews about Ye Old Bay. Actually, and I know, we read the sponsored ad, but I want everyone to know they are just sponsors. We aren't bound to only say good things about our sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, it goes well on crab, but the amnesia when they originally sued for that as a side effect and they decided to make it the point of their marketing campaign, I was
Very strange. Very strange.
I don't know, you guys. I put it on everything. I mean, French fries, eggs, to toast. Just this morning, I had
Toast?
no, it wasn't toast.
Is it
Bacon?
You put ye old bay on the whatever you had this morning, right?
Did you say ye old bay? Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I put it on everything.
Yeah. Heard.
So I want to establish very quickly that the tonight's episode and the next two are probably called Lan Arcanym City Stories.
I like
Lan
that.
Arcanym, yeah.
City Stories it is now.
City Stories. Perfect. Yeah, I knew that.
It can be lax. Because that's what that's.
Ooh, yeah, lax.
Yeah,
So everybody-
we're lax on the stream tonight.
Yeah.
We're
It's
just
lax.
chillaxing.
Put on your
relaxed.
pajama pants.
Yeah,
get
take
on
a
your house.
laxative
already
and come
there.
on down.
Don't
Oh, do
take
we
a
need to wear
laxative and then
pants?
watch. That's going
We're
to.
just
hit you
free
right in the
flowing
middle
here.
of the show.
We're just taking breaks whenever we want. We're just kind of open space creativitizing.
Hey, man, I don't want to harsh anyone's vibes, man. I don't want to upset anybody's mellow, bro.
Going to
We're
hit
just
you
free
right in the
flowing
middle
here.
of the show.
We're just.
I thought there was a butt attached to that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
I'm a smooth dude. I don't want to harsh anybody's vibes.
Oh my gosh! Thank
or
you so
yank
much.
anybody's mellow.
Yeah, you're such a good house guest. Can I get you more tea?
That'd be great, man. That'd be great. Could you get like a giant, like a bucket? It's like a bucket of tea. That'd be wonderful.
That's like a lot of tea.
Well, I'm a big guy, 12 feet tall. I drink a lot of tea. I was surprised you had enough room in your bedroom for me, but it's very kind of you to give me a space to stay.
Well, I'm definitely been looking forward to replacing that bed anyway, and you shattering it with your immense weight was just another way to get there, I guess.
It was a good night's sleep. Probably one of the best I've had in a long time. I could barely even feel the splinters.
Bum 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 bum.
Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna have to go get that.
Bum 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 bum.
Sure, man.
Coroner's
hello?
office. Coroner's office, ma'am.
Coroner's office.
Yeah. Steve and Bill and I, we're coroner's office, Division of Enforcement. We got word that there may be a corpse or a corpse-like individual you are being harbored at in this particular domicile.
I don't think so. Do you?
No, man, no corpses here.
Yeah, no.
His
ma'am.
hearing is very good back there. I do
We're all
have one house guest.
cool.
No, we got a reliable tip based on some dogs who were making growling noises around the neighborhood. Also, there was a small trail of fingers. We got a reliable tip that there's an enforceable undead here on the premises in this particular
I'm sorry,
domicile.
sirs. I'm going to need to see some ID before I just let some so-called coroners into my house. With these,
Those fingers ain't mine, man.
You got the ID? Oh yeah. It holds up like
all right, hey back there. I've got this. Okay, you're probably making things worse on yourself.
holds up a coffin. This is our ID. It's got a plaque on the inside. Coroner's office.
Oh,
only.
anyone can carry around a coffin these days.
Not one says coroner's office only. City employees, non-city employees aren't allowed to touch these. This is on the list of don't touch.
Oh, you and I both know that's just a statute. It's more of a suggestion than anything else. Come back with a real warrant.
I hate to be the bother, but how's that tea coming, man? I'm real parched back here.
She slams the door and walks back. Says, You heard me that whole time. You know I was standing at the door getting the fuzz off your back.
Yeah, like I don't want to be a bother, but I'm real parched.
Can I just say
I got this like this old guy just in my teeth, and I just need something to wash him down, man.
Stop dropping that on my floor. That's very disgusting.
I'm sorry, I'll pick that back up, and let me just take
Look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you know George and I are divorced, right? I know he's your friend, but
yeah, George, we go back way back, like
yes, he's
really far back.
He's not here. He's not coming. I owe you nothing. So
no, that's a good point. Hey, what's your BMI?
okay, I see.
Like, I don't want, no, not that way, not in that kind of
No,
way.
sure.
No,
Let me
I'm not
go get you
interested
that
in
tea.
like that way. No, wait. I just actually
Does this work? Do you use this on all the women?
Listen, you're taking it the wrong way. You think I'm hitting on you. I promise that is not the case.
Okay.
I was just curious because, I wanted to eat you.
Bum 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 bum.
Oh my God.
Don't
Bum
answer
bum bum
that.
bum bum.
Don't
Yes,
answer
hello.
that door.
Yeah.
you answered it.
You said come back when we got a were-rat. We got a were-rat. We caught one a couple of streets down.
Hey, let me go. This is illegal. You've
Quiet,
detained
you.
me. Whoa.
I think he's got a point, officer. I hate to be that guy.
You said we could come in. In this particular domicile, there was a particular individual who was dead previously, but now animated. Now, this were-rat and I...
that's not me!
With this were-rat and I are going to come into your particular domicile and look for this particular individual.
Let me save you some time, sirs. There is a very large man upstairs who ate an old man, and he's being incredibly disgusting right now. He thinks that his lax attitude makes him a cool guy, but really he's just sort of a vampire. I mean, probably not literally. He's more of the zombie type. I mean, a social vampire.
Yeah, we get that all the time, right?
Yeah, we got friends like that.
The
Me too.
dead who come back, right?
Yeah.
The dead who come back to life and just prey on the living's generosity.
Just so needy.
Yeah.
Anyway, he hasn't done anything for me, so go on.
All right, so I'll give you the where-at. Is that how this works?
Please do not.
Really... No, I don't.
Sorry.
Okay,
nice
in my house now. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Is
all right.
popcorn?
True.
We got so much popcorn back here.
Would you like some tea, Mr. Were-rat?
What is your name? Could you get like a bucket of it? Like just a whole bucket of tea? That'd be great.
You know what? I was just getting ready to put some on.
Oh, perfect.
See. What the fuck? Good times at Lan Arcanym.
Yeah. It's a great time. So the camera pans out from this random domestic scene in the middle of town, and then kind of swoops and swishes its way to two young, youthful, energetic, optimistic kids who are striking out into the King's Park. They have little backpacks and little patches sewn onto their shoulders, and the patches say Arcana Corps. They've started their Arcana Corps internships. These two friends are just striking out into King's Park to make it for the best. Oh boy, I've heard there's all kinds of great stuff in King's Park. That right, Betty?
I'm so excited. I've been here a couple of times, but like only to the playground areas. My mom wouldn't let me come any further in.
Yeah, I know, but now with our internship, we can go blaze a trail, right? It's a good thing.
Hey, Deborah, did that tree just move? Because it looked like that tree moved a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's a big oak. Wow.
Is this an opportunity? Is this an opportunity to use our new thing, the little leaves that you put on and you put on your mouth and you can talk to trees? Is this our opportunity to use those?
No solicitors.
It works.
We didn't even put it on. This is the... How did...
No solicitors.
Greetings from Arcana Corps. You, woodland creature / animal / friend, are welcome.
If you're here to talk about your savior, save it.
Oh.
No solicitors.
We're from Arcana Corps. I'm Betty. I'm an intern. This is Deborah. She's also an intern.
Yeah.
And we are interns for Arcana Corps.
Yeah. We really want to help the park.
Yeah, we've been sent to help you.
Yeah.
And all the denizens of King's Park. Did you need help crossing?
Fine on my own.
Oh.
Right, but we're here to help you, though.
Yeah. You can do it better. Could we make a trail for you, or do you have any inner park schools that need some teaching in, or
You may have mistaken me for someone who cares about my community. I just want to live in my section of the park in peace.
Yeah.
But the whole park is connected. It's one big natural ecosystem.
Oh,
it is.
Okay, so you're one of those.
We're two of those.
Well, yeah.
We're interns for Arcana Corps.
We're
going to help you.
Fair point. You are two of those.
Well, what do you mean by those?
I believe that a tree should bootstrap itself and take care of itself. And spam the social net.
No, that's not true. The handbook says on page 27, if a tree falls in the woods and no one is around, it still makes a sound.
and it's our responsibility to go pick it up and help it back on its feet or roots.
You think you're so great with your tax dollar funded shenanigans.
Yeah,
we do a lot of fundraising. Tax dollars actually contribute only about 23% of our budget. It's a lot of fundraising and personal donations from a lot of like small donations of
the AmeriCorps Girl Scout cookies. If you've ever seen them,
Did you
AmeriCorps
say
Boy Scout
Girl
steaks?
Scout cookies?
Yeah, we have some.
Yeah.
Why didn't you lead with that?
Oh yeah.
That would have been a good idea. Yeah, okay.
Can I help you into some Slim Mints?
I'll take all that you have.
Oh, great. Oh, Deborah, we are definitely going to get the bicycles.
Yes.
It's happening this year. Yes.
Here, allow me to give you your payment. And just like a literal ton of acorns rains down.
And scene.
The camera pans back from that lovely scene in Kings Park as the baying of wolves can be heard vaguely in the background, and we all kind of wonder about Betty and Deborah's futures. But then the camera trundles right along on its merry way, and it gets to an extremely dark alcove of the extremely dark bottom floor of the extremely black Everspire, where an extremely dark slit of a window is inched through by the camera, and it seems to almost fuzz as it works its way through the magical wards of our magical camera, and then it focuses in on a very small gnome with obviously in all black robes, black as midnight, and sitting at a very small desk with another figure all in robes sitting behind the desk as the client who's apparently come into this office. Straightens her papers. So, there have been a couple of complaints here at the Office of Community Outreach and Public Relations against you, Mr. Badman. Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to address those today.
The door opens. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Can anybody get coffee? Do you need any coffees? We've got calf, decaf. We've got the espresso machine out now. It's new. It'll take a few extra minutes, but I could whip a couple of those up.
Peter, I love you so much. I would totally go for a double. That would be great.
Perfect.
Mr. Badman, would you care for anything?
Yeah. I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so a double and nothing. You sure? Can I get you tea instead? We've got chamomile, sleepy time, oolong, Earl Grey.
Oh, they have the blackest of coffee. If that's really what you want.
I'm sure they do.
Okay, so one double, cookies.
They have Slim Mints.
Tea cookies sounds quite good right now.
Okay, all right. A plate of Slim Mints and one double. I'll be right back.
All right. Thanks. All right, so, Mr. Badman, there have been a couple of complaints from the community, and I, as the community outreach department for the Black Inquisition, I'm forced to investigate. So, complaint 1: you did willingly or knowingly disappear 6 witnesses and someone who did not witness an arcane event, but who had a friend who did. And that's Mr. Smith, and Mrs. Smith has complained. Now, how do you address that?
Remind me, if you will, that that case was when again?
Oh, the Smith affair. Yes, it was. It was about 22 days hence.
Of course, 3-ish weeks ago. Yes, I'm sorry. I disappear so many people.
Hey, I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt again. Yeah. We're out of Slim Mints, but we do have the what's the one with the peanut butters? The peanut butter switch-a-bits.
No, please don't bother.
Snicker snacks. The Snicker snacks.
If you don't have the same was, I don't want anything.
We might have same was. I'll go check on the same.
Then why wouldn't you open with it?
Seems okay, I'll be back in a minute.
Thanks.
Yeah.
He's such a dear. Really, I love having an intern. It's just so wonderful.
He's a very hard worker. Now, Linda, is it? May I call you Linda?
Yes, you may, Mr. Badman.
Yes, to answer the accusation, I'm afraid it isn't accurate.
Oh, really?
Yes, in that particular case, we disappeared 8 people with one of those deferred, and I'm happy to say after this meeting, there will be no further follow-up required, as Mrs. Smith will join her husband.
Okay. Well, I'll just put this complaint is deferred then. We won't be able to address it if
Thank you, yes.
It's also been disappeared.
Hey, so we have same laws, but they're the ones from last year. So they're been in the freezer the whole time. They're still good. They're still delicious, but they are frozen. Do you want them? I could thaw them out. I could heat
Bring them
up
in frozen. That's the best way to have them.
Oh, perfect. I totally agree.
And if you have some piping hot, deep black midnight coffee with it, you just dip them in.
I do.
I'm going to let you.
Mr. Batman, would you like?
It's a little late in the afternoon to have caffeine.
Okay, that's fair. Still a double for you, Linda?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Still double. All right, I'll be right back. Thank you. Yep, I'll be right back.
All right, and the scene zooms back out of the ever dark office of public relations, and then zooms right back down onto City Hall, dear old City Hall, where there's a young, very optimistic, wide-eyed immigrant from the ethereal plane of water who's looking forward to having her blue card stamped and to get her blue card for her family as well. She's in line at the Extraplanar Immigration and Naturalization Service, where a rather heavy-set dwarf is receiving the line.
Oh, look, I want paperwork right here. Listen, I know everybody's in line for the paperwork. You've got your paperwork. Yep, I understand. No. Yeah, no, I understand.
Sorry, it's sort of a jet lag thing.
No, I speak Aquan if you prefer. If Aquan's more comfortable for you, I do speak Aquan. I have put the plaque with a list of languages here that I do speak.
Oh, and I appreciate that so much, but I need to acclimate, and why not begin with the language? I just wanted to say about my paperwork. I'm very sorry for the running ink. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a pencil I could use to fill this out? Or would it be okay if I used some of the ancient runic magics to just sort of inscribe my family's details into the paper without actually using ink?
So the problem, it was really a twofold problem. The ink, the paper, very wet, very soggy, very runny. The other problem is that as far as I could tell, you've listed one person in your entire line of ancestry. There's just one name above yours, and then there's you. No, it's fine. I speak Aquan if you need to go back to Aquan. It's a comfort thing.
I'm sorry.
To explain. I understand.
It was a slip. I'm very excited to be moving here. Yes, my the one ancestor thing. We do things a little differently there. You see, we're all the same entity until we split off, and it's pretty rare.
That's rude and very inappropriate, Charles. Stop it right now. No, you're just gargling water. I know for a fact you don't speak Aquan.
I'm trying. Hey,
one more time, and I will report you to HR. One more time.
Just trying to meet these people where they are.
One more. No, you're not. You're mocking them.
No,
we'll not have it in my office.
I'm not.
That was not Aquan. If you do it again, I'm reporting you. Charles, don't even think about it, Charles. You swallow that right now. Charles, you swallow that water.
I'm going to break.
Yeah, you better go on break. I'm terribly sorry.
No, that's quite all right.
Sorry.
Thank you for standing up. Not a lot of people know about the Aquans at all, much less would stand up for our rights. You really like your job, don't you?
It's all right.
Well,
what makes you say that? Those are odd things.
I don't know. You're very good at it.
Well, thank you. So you've got your one ancestor listed here, and so that's all right then. If you've explained that, I think thoroughly. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I just realized. I'm so sorry. I'm not interested. I'm in a long-term relationship already. I really appreciate it. I know you're new here, and I'd be happy to go out for coffee with you sometime.
Oh my goodness!
If you've got a friend in town, I'll bring in my partner. We'll all sit down, have a cup of coffee.
Is this a rejection?
Well, yeah. Again, you've seen.
Oh, nice. I'm so excited! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you know what it's like when when you have any individuality, but literally any contact with another being will merge you back into the one Evermind. I'm having a hard time even getting around thinking of myself as a distinct entity. And wow, rejection feels good. I want more of that.
All right.
Well, if I got, actually, the improv theater down the street is having auditions right now, and I think you will fit right in down there.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not really looking to join with anything, but if you think that would help me integrate with society.
If you're interested in rejection, let me tell you right now, that's the place to go. Charles, I've had it up to here with you. No, you're done. I'm calling HR. Charles, get out of here right now. You're fired. You're fired.
Fine. I want to pay off anyway.
I'm sorry. Could we not use the F word? Could we not with the F word?
F word. I don't understand.
Fire. I hate to even say it.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
An extraplanar immigrant from Fire, sitting several rows back, waiting his turn, like shrinks in his chair. Gets a little cooler.
Yeah, listen, I know it's a long control for everybody, but really this has to be a space where everyone feels comfortable discussing any number of topics. So I'll have to ask you not to ask us not to say that word that makes you uncomfortable, because for some people it's a part of their everyday life. It's not a choice, really, you see.
I guess that's a fair point. It's just that
it's something you don't have to get used to hearing.
Any contact with fire like really destroys everything about me.
All right. I listened and I sat quietly and I'm sorry, but my wife is from the extraplanar realm of fire.
That pans out. Charles' wife is from the extraplanar realm of fire. Extraplane of. Why do you say it that way? The plane of fire. She is a flameling.
Well, now I see where you get your anti-water people prejudice.
Now, hold on a second. This is inappropriate on both sides, and I'm gonna have to just everybody freeze.
Everyone whoa!
No, I didn't wait. Now I can see you'd be confused.
You're gonna use the FR word.
That's not okay.
No, Charles. It was an accident. I wasn't thinking through.
Scene.
All right. And I think on that note, that the camera pans out and then moves from City Hall to eclipse the entirety of the city. Of course, it keeps panning out, and at no point do you ever see the top of the Everspire. It just continues to go up and beyond out of frame. But the camera does attempt to get it in frame, but it never succeeds. Eventually, you get past the cloud layer, and then you can't see really much at all, except the Everspire piece.
Except the titles that appear over the clouds: Lan Arcanym, City Stories.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. Dun, 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 well, thanks everybody for joining us for this one of 3 abbreviated between-season episodes, Lan Arcanym City Stories, that we're going to run. Then tune in next week. It's going to be, I think, 100% different. Who knows? It'll be crazy and experimental and a lot of fun. And then the week after, even more crazy and experimental and a lot of fun.
I'm sure. Yeah. No pressure. And then after that, Season 2.
That's right.
Season 2 premiere.
Yep.
April 24th.
Yeah.
April 24th.
Yep.
Season 2 premiere.
Calendars.
Yep. We're already we already have 2 guests lined up for season 2. We're looking for more. If you know anybody you want to see on, please let us know. If you won't know anybody who you don't want to see on ever again, I can't imagine our guests have been killer, but let us know. Comments, questions, concerns, tweets. If you have our Twitter handles, please.
Probably.
Tweet at us. We want to hear it.
Yep.
At DSVU.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Click all the buttons.
Mm-hmm, yeah, if you can see a button right now, click it.
Like, subscribe, all of those amazing things that
hit the bell.
I'm going to push one here. It's for us. It was the mute button.
That was
okay. Yeah, that didn't apply to us.
No,
that was close. For the listeners, the viewers.
Look, I want to lead by example, and so there I go.
All right. Well, I admire that. If we're leading by example, should I push buttons too? Is that how this goes?
I think I know where that's going.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I guess it's the end of the episode. Bye everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.